Seriously, I'd like to thank all 9 of you for coming out tonight. It was kick-ass. It's the greatest show I've ever done. You know, it's kind of an awkward show, kind of like me. I'm an awkward guy. I got my first kiss at the tender age of 17. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Wait, yes I was. No, but it was awesome. It was like a rainy night, you know, and we're just sitting, and it was like, everybody for some reason on rainy nights, like, gets hot and bothered and shit, because everybody's just like, rainy night, you know, and it was a rainy night, and we're sitting in my car in an abandoned parking lot eating Taco Bell, and apparently, like, rainy night plus Taco Bell equals aphrodisiac. It's like one thing led to another, and like, afterwards, it's just like that first make-out awesomeness where you're just there, and you're just like, chilling, like, the universe is in alignment right now. I can move the stars with my fingertips, you know, and you're just chilling. And I look out the window and it's raining, but there, standing there in the rain, is Captain Planet, you know, the kid's hero from like the 1980s cartoon show that taught environmental awareness and shit like that. But in his spare time, he's a voyeur, and it's kind of sad. But he's just looking in the window and he's like, the power is yours. And I'm like, fuck yes, Captain Planet. And then like I look over at her and she's getting all kind of like teary-eyed and emotional and shit, you know, and I'm like, I am the king of everything. Like the Queen song, We Are the Champions, is going through my head, but I'm thinking like, I am the champion. And I listen to a lot of rock music, and whenever like rock music, like whenever something cool happens at a rock concert, everybody's like, go Longhorns, you know, because like, I guess the Longhorns are in league with Satan or whatever, you know, go in. But like, so she's all like, and I think she's gonna say, love you, and it's kick-ass, so I'm just like, I love you too, go Longhorns, and she's like, feel awkward, take me home. I'm like, shit, we're not exactly having the same conversation, you know? And then like, I used to be a lifeguard, believe it or not. And that job was just buckets of fun, you know. It'd be me standing in front of like a pool full of 100 retards, and like the other person I'd have to depend on, like the co-lifeguard across the pool, would be hung over his balls, holding on to like the rescue thing we're supposed to have, just like fucking all zombie-eyed and shit. And there'd be somebody drowning like 2 feet from them, might be like blowing the whistle and pointing and shouting and trying to get their attention. They'd be like, you there, stop drowning. Back to that shit, you know. And it wasn't that bad, but every hour we'd have to call everyone out of the pool because we'd have to run tests and chemicals and just get off our feet and shit. And they'd always like, you know, when you get out of the water, you're really cold, you want to run to your towel, you want to towel off and like get dry and shit. But you know, if you run, you're going to fall, you're going to hurt yourself, it's going to suck, so you don't. But like these little kids, man, they're just on fucking instinct mode. As soon as they get out of the water, this kid's just like cold, so he's like tearing ass like it is, like his fucking life depends on it. And what inevitably happens is this kid hits the one lone straight puddle in the middle of the floor, both his fucking feet go out from under him, he hits his head like a cartoon character, and part of me who was like been screaming like, what, the entire time, trying to get his attention, is like, that's what you get, you little fucker, and the rest of me is like, shit, I'm responsible for that. You know, and there's always like shows like Baywatch and shit, where everyone is all tanned and muscular or sexy, and I'm neither of those, man. But you know, I try to spice the job up just for my own sanity and just for my own like peace of mind and stuff. So like I run into like the kid's hurt, you know, so I run into the office and grab the first aid kit, and then I run all slow motion style over to him, all sexy like, and I try and flip my hair around, you know, but it's dry and it doesn't work, it doesn't look sexy, it's just dry. And I'm wearing a woman's swimsuit, and I have no idea why. And you know, and like the mother's just like, forgive me that ice pack, come on, we have to ask him all these questions like, do you need an ambulance for everything? Bump on the head, do you need an ambulance? Bad dream, do you need an ambulance? You know? And like, and these kids, you know, he gets up, he's fine, he's just kind of like that first hungover like, shit, where am I, you know? And then he sees his mother, he's like, I could milk this shit for some attention, you know? He goes over to his mother, he's crying, and his mother's arms, the mother, you know, sana sana colita de rana, he's fine.
Isn't he white?
See, no, I like to go out a lot, I like to go clubbing, I like to go dancing. I occasionally meet a pretty woman at one of these clubs, you know? And at first everything's cool, you know, like it's just, it's like, you know, she's really cute, she's really funny, she's really sweet, she's sexy, she's like Marilyn Monroe. You know, just that perfect woman. And then when you get to know each other, you start going out, little things just seem to sort of fall out of place, you know? Like you finally go home to bed with her for the first time and you find out in her bedroom, she still sleeps on her bed with her whole collection of stuffed animals that she killed and stuffed herself. And you know, it's the little things, it's always the little things, you know, and then after a while, you know, just things, phone calls stop getting returned. She comes towards me, I run away screaming, you know, just trying to be subtle, you know, just be friendly about it. But, you know, and after a while this girl, she changes, you know, she goes from looking like Marilyn Monroe to Marilyn Manson. And then, you know, and so occasionally I'll have the misfortune of running into her and time has not been well for her, you know, she's aged like milk, you know. And it's just like, occasionally, you know, I'll know she's coming because suddenly the sky will turn pitch black and the moon will be out, but it'll be like blood red and there'll be like crows flying overhead and all my happiness will be draining out of me. And she'll just kind of stagger out of the darkness like the living fucking dead. Hello, Nicholas. I'm like, Yahweh, no. Oh, hello! How are you? All the fires of hell are glowing. Is the grizzly reaper mowing? And so, like, I'm like, what the fuck? So I bust out my Psycho Chick to English dictionary, and I'm like, okay, all the fires of hell are glowing means I've had a bad day. Oh god, this isn't gonna end well. Is the grizzly reaper mowing? How are you? Okay, how do I respond to that? I've skinned some cat. Oh, that's tasteless. I've skinned some cats. She's like, excellent. Let us put them in a witch's brew, you know? And poor girl, she's a nut. But you know, I met another girl recently that I fell completely in love with, like just madly head over heels in love with. And all the time, like I'd hear friends talking about love, and they just like broken up. And they're like, dude, man, it sucks because it hits you, and like you don't know, but then suddenly you're just like you're in love. And I never believed that. I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck you, you know. But then it does really hit you. It's just like you're walking along with her, you're having fun, and then, oh man, I got love on me. Shit, you know. And so like I'm just madly in love with her. But the problem is, nothing can ever. We have just this agreement, this understanding that nothing will ever really happen between us. Like we'll never ever have like intimate relations or whatever the fuck, because we have too much in common. And so we're like, yeah, you can't have too much in common, that's bullshit. No, seriously, we have too much in common. Like, I love movies and she loves movies, we love all the same movies. We both went to go see Diary of the Dead, that George Romero flick, screamed like little girls the whole way through, had fun with that. I like books, like I love reading books, she loves reading books, we love the same books. I'm sexually attracted to women, I love women, all women. Not really so much sexually attracted to men, I'll never sleep with a man. And her, she's sexually attracted to women, loves all women, will never sleep with a man. So you see, you have to have little compromises in order for things to work out. Otherwise it just kind of craps out. You just can't have any fun with it, you know. And you know, I watch a lot of TV, and what kind of gets to me is like, I'll see these advertisements on TV for stuff that's supposed to be either inspired by Mexican people or appeal to Mexican people, but they get the most Caucasian sounding voice in the history of the known universe trying to do a Mexican accent. Like they got that Miller Chill shit that's like beer mixed with lime shit, and it's supposed to taste like Mexican somehow, but they have like this really terrible like dude doing a Mexican accent like Miller Chill. It's the Latin-inspired beer. I'm like Latin, like the dead language they say at like Catholic church, you know? Is this shit supposed to absolve my sins? What? I'm expecting it to like crack open and start singing like, yeah, yes, you know? And like I crack one open, I drink it, I'm like, man, this had better absolve my sins because it tastes like shit. Seriously, why is it that they think that that's gonna like work? Like Miller Chill, the Latin-inspired beer for like white people. Because I mean, if you've ever had the pleasure of drinking with a Mexican, which I know in this town is rare, you know, they'll order Tecate, or Dos Equis, or Negro Modelo, or Budweiser, and they'll take an actual lime and put it in there. Because there's nothing more Caucasian than lime flavoring. You know, seriously. I like the Chevy commercial, Chevy Silverado. A country of 39 million Mexicans, you couldn't get one person with an accent to say this shit? Seriously? Let's see, what am I going to close on? Alright, on a little bit more of a serious note, like, when I was in high school, my senior year in high school, I got diagnosed with like a heart condition, and it sucked balls because it was right after the summer before, I was a swimmer, you know, believe it or not, I used to be in shape, I used to be a bit more luxurious than I am right now, and so I used to be a swimmer, and you always have to do the physical, you know, where they do all the different things and check your heart rate, pulse, lung rate, grab your nets and cough, you know, all that shit. And so, like, the doctor, he goes up to me, he's like, "Are you aware you're having a regular heartbeat?" And I'm like, "No, doctor, do tell." Actually, I was more like, "Duh, what?" You know, shitting bricks, you know. And at the same time, I get the feeling that everything that happened was just a bunch of shit, because I get the feeling that if I was grabbing his balls and then taking his heart rate would be a little irregular too.